From the islands of Hawaii, we bring you the Loco Moco, one of the most unusually delicious burgers you could ever have. But we upgrade almost every part of it. This is gonna be insane. So think of it in 4 parts: rice, burger, gravy, egg. It's just a crazy combination. Like, the Hawaiians love to add rice to many of their meals, and it figures prominently in this, but we're gonna upgrade the rice, we're gonna upgrade the burger, we're gonna upgrade the gravy. And the egg, I've got an idea for that. I hope it's not weird, but it's gonna be great. We start by cutting up some mushrooms for this amazing gravy we're gonna make. It would be excellent if I had a f***ing knife. And for the mushrooms, I'm using cremini. Just a lovely little brownish, small portobellos, baby portobellos, basically. I don't like the stem, so I pop the stem out like this, and then I just cut them up. And look, you can buy these already sliced, but when you buy them sliced, I feel like the slices are about this thick. This. And that's too thick for me. I want half. Like this. So buy your own, cut your own. And you could save this little stem part to make a mushroom broth for something at some point down the road. Knock out the little stem. Knock out, knock out, knock out. Cut, and then you're set. When you've got a 1.5 cups of mushrooms sliced, let's put them in a nonstick pan on the heat with a little oil, and we'll let them start to soften. So our first upgrade is that we're adding mushrooms to the gravy, because I think typically a Loco Moco does not have mushrooms. It's gravy on the beef, on the rice, and the thing. So mushrooms are a nice add. Now, the beef. And we'll start with a pound of 80-20 ground beef. I've said it before, but if you're new to us, or new to cooking, or maybe we're just born, that means 80% beef, 20% fat. And maybe before you go, fat is the worst thing ever, I don't want 20% fat in anything. Actually, you do. Because fat means flavor. And I'm not wearing the shirt right now, but we have a shirt that says, if fat means flavor, then I'm f***ing delicious. We don't say f***ing, we kind of, use symbols in there. But fat is not a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen, unless that's all you eat. And you shouldn't. So 80-20 ground beef is the way to go. They make 85-15, they make 90-10, and probably somewhere in this country, there's a 95-5. I don't want that burger for anything, ever, ever. 80-20, it's gonna make it better. Now we add a couple things to it. The first, some diced red onion. So about a 1/2 cup of diced red onion to the pound of ground beef, 80-20 of course. 1 huge ass clove of garlic in our, hey geez, it won't even go in here, it's so damn big. In our Xylus garlic press, best garlic press ever. We'll put a link to it at the bottom. Some salt and pepper, using ground salt from a pepper grinder that a viewer gave me a couple of years ago. Fresh ground pepper. And for that little extra je ne sais quoi, that little something special, that little umami add, a tablespoon or so of soy sauce. And we mix. By the way, with our hands, because honestly, you can't get anything better than your hands to mix anything with. Oh boy. And now we're gonna take this pound of ground beef that now looks like this, studded with garlic and flavored with soy, and turn it into 3 1/3 pound patties. I will roughly do, because measuring is not that important at this point. I'm gonna roll them into a ball, look down inside. Max will show us a shot from the top. We'll eyeball it And I'm gonna go, okay, this guy's a little big. Take a piece off here, add a little bit here, a little bit here. And when those look good to you, Max, they look good to you? Mm-hmm. We turn them into patties and we put them on a plate. So with a little oil on your hands, to make it easy, just get one of the little balls, form it into a lovely little patty. I don't like thin, thicker's better for me, but you make whatever you want to make and set it down and repeat. And when you're set, let's continue on with the gravy before we cook these. And our mushrooms have softened nicely, you can see that. So we're gonna add one of my favorite things to ever add to mushrooms while they're cooking, a couple tablespoons of vermouth. And we'll let that do its thing for a second. Most of it will evaporate, but we'll leave a wonderfully delicious flavor. We mix around. If you were here, you would smell the amazingness that that little vermouth adds. And I've said it before, if you don't have vermouth, feel free to use white wine, but vermouth is A, cheaper, B, shelf stable. You don't have to worry about using it up in a couple days. It's like the perfect thing to keep in your pantry. And when the vermouth is mostly evaporated, we add beef broth, a cup, let it do its thing, and when it starts to bubble a little bit, we thicken it by adding a tablespoon of water to a tablespoon of cornstarch, mix it. This is called a slurry, and it's used to thicken. So we add it, and we mix. You can see it starts to thicken already. And once it's mixed nicely, just lower the heat, push it off to the side. We'll come back to it when we need it. So before we cook our burgers, let's get our rice components ready. Obviously the rice is cooking, but we're gonna use some green onion. So we'll just cut this up. And when I prep green onion to add to things and I like it chopped fine, I take one of the stalks of it, I cut right down the middle with my knife, and I cut like this. And it just makes it, you know, it makes a smaller cut, a little tiny dice as opposed to giant pieces of green onion. For the rice we're making, we want about 1/3 of a cup of diced green onion and about the same of cilantro. Oh, that's really bad.
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Do you want to show us?
Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't look bad. Oh, it's fucking dripping now. All over the fucking place. Look, I don't like this. This fucking thing is throbbing right now. It's like this. I hate this. This is going to be a pain in the ass now for 4 or 5 days. Not to mention I need to clean my knife. Not that I really care. Look, years ago, I was making some sea bass, and I cut like the tip of my thumb off. Never found it. To this day, the people that were there refer to it as finger sea bass, because we don't know where the hell it went. It's delicious. It's really delicious. But this is a pain in the ass, and I don't have a proper finger condom. This is a black latex glove that I just cut the thumb off. I don't mind going wrong, but this bothers me. Not the pain. I can deal with the pain, considering I still have a fucking kidney stone. Oh, kidney stone update. Here we go. Stop listening if you don't want to hear this. Stone's there. It's been 3 weeks. I had an x-ray the other day. I've already had a CAT scan, had an x-ray the other day. Here's the deal. Here's your kidneys. There's these tubes that go down to your bladder. They're called the ureter tubes. I have a kidney stone stuck in my left ureter tube. My urologist, who I adore, I'm all good with that. You know, some guys might not be okay with that because that's generally referring to that part of your body and you might have issues, but I'm okay. If it doesn't move, in her words, after a month of being there because it could cause infection, she will need to go get it. I don't think I need to explain to you what the hell that means. So in the big scheme of things, this compared to this and having to go get it is nothing. But it still fucking hurts and I'm still pissed. And it threw me off my game. But it is not gonna let me F up this tremendously delicious Moco Loco. Loco Moco. What did I say? Did I say Moco?
Loco Loco.
Loco Moco. I might have said that earlier. Say, finish cutting these cilantro. No, I don't need this much cilantro. Maybe that was the problem. I only need like this much. This much. Piss. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. Okay, cilantro. Green onion. Just throw it in here so we can put it in the rice when the rice is ready. Now, let's cook our burgers. And on they go. I'm just gonna give them a little touch of avocado oil on the tops. So when we flip them, they're in good shape. But already I'm smelling the onion cooking, the garlic in there. Tiny bit of salt. Oh, it's gonna be so good. So clearly all you need to do now is cook. Don't overdo them, don't underdo them. Try and cook them till they're really nice, beautiful, medium rare, somewhere around 130 degrees. Use an instant read thermometer if you have one. If you don't, you could guess. But just go buy an instant read thermometer because honestly, it'll make your life so much better. We'll put a link for you. And we flip. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, and lovely. So not only do they look gorgeous, but they smell amazing. The garlic, the soy is coming out as they cook. And that soy is just gonna add that beautiful little umami-ness that you absolutely want. And if they start to flare, pick a new spot and move it. Flaring is no bueno, but it is what it is. And when they're ready, off they come. So as the burgers are finishing, we prep our rice. And I've made mine in a rice cooker. It's no fail. You put the rice in, you put the water in, you turn it on. Half an hour later, it's perfect. An hour later, it's perfect. 3 hours later, still perfect. But now we add our green onion and our cilantro, like this. Ah, yes. Look at the beautiful rice in here. Come here, Max. Look at this. Beautiful, sticky, lovely rice. You can't probably see it because it's so steamy. But now we'll add this, the green onion and the cilantro, like that. Oh my God. As soon as the green onion and the cilantro hit the hot rice, the smell is freaking ridiculous. So give it a good mix, shut the lid, and wait for the burger. And the last thing we need to do before we make this, he said as his finger throbs the hell away under the black, whatever, latex glove piece, is cook an egg. But remember I said, everything will be elevated. Everything. So we're gonna elevate the simple egg. We're not just gonna cook it in butter or oil. We're gonna add, nobody move. Where the hell is it? We're gonna add a little sesame chili oil. What? Little spice, little sesame, little deliciousness. Here we go. Butter goes in. When it's hot. You would normally add a little oil to butter to keep it from burning, but in this case, not just regular oil. Sesame chili oil. Yes, it's gonna be great. Then we'll crack in our egg and just cook it like normal. It's gonna be crazy good. Oh, shit, I forgot salt and pepper. I'm coming. And of course, we add a little salt and pepper. And as that finishes cooking, we start to plate. We begin with some of our cilantro green onion rice. We make a little bed. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's all I can say. Now we take one of our burgers and on it goes. And it feels perfect. My finger's throbbing, but it feels perfect. And we follow up with some of our delicious mushroom vermouth gravy. Oh, please. Please, somebody help me here. Of course, next would be this perfect fried egg, cooked in a little butter and sesame chili oil. Goodness gracious. And finally, an absolutely unnecessary touch, but we do want it. Because we love texture, some French fried onions. But just because we can, a little green onion. Can I have an amen? Let's inspect. We've got the upgraded green onion cilantro rice. We've got the upgraded beef with the red onion and the garlic. We've got the gravy that has vermouth and mushrooms in it. We have the egg that's been cooked in sesame chili oil, and then the French fried onions on top. Ladies and gentlemen, I present maybe the loveliest, prettiest, most unctuous Loco Moco I've ever made here. And now, it's time for a bite. Or as I would like to say, and I eat. So with my effed up finger, boom, we cut the, please. And then we need a bite of everything. Look at the burger. Look at the juice running. Oh, for God's sakes. Rice, egg, shit. It's falling, it's just coming apart at the seams. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna get this and do this and honestly, every time I go to eat, I'm Pavlov's fricking dog with the salivating. Okay. Look, there are so many amazing parts to this. It's just flavor on flavor on flavor. The burger, beautifully cooked. And I'm not saying that to tell you how great I am. I'm saying that to say to you, undershoot on your temperature. Go for 130, maybe 128, because as it sits a little bit, it's going to increase. You don't want it dry. You want it moist. The red onions help. The garlic helps. The gravy adds moisture to the whole thing. In the vermouth, you get that little piece of that deliciousness. And just the simple rice in this whole thing with the green onion and the cilantro. That by itself is effing amazing. Well, at Not Tacos, my restaurant here in San Diego, taco restaurant, we have a pastrami taco that's ridiculous. You can add a fried egg to it. And I say to people, it's a freaking disaster to eat because it's so messy. But that egg yolk runs and adds richness, and that's what the egg is doing in this. Whoever invented the Loco Moco, my hat is off to you, brah. Somebody from Hawaii, I don't know, somebody that was hungry and smoked a ton of something or drank a bunch of something and went, what do we got? I got a burger, I got gravy, I got rice. Boom! Get one more bite because I have to. Right here. All right. And these these dumb things. The crispy onions. Don't forget how important crunch is to everything. Somebody the other day was like, The guy wipes his mouth every time he eats. What's up with that? I don't want food smeared all over my face like a 3-year-old at a birthday party with a giant freaking cake. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. By the way, our new line of alternative facts t-shirts, vegan, doesn't say I'm a vegan. It's kind of calling out vegans. Which, look, I respect everybody's food choices, but I think this says it. Because vegans, they're not just vegan, they're militant. I'm a vegan. You shouldn't eat meat. nothing with eyes, nothing with a soul, that kind of thing. I'm Jewish. I don't go door to door tell people how they should live their religion. Sometimes vegans are a little harsh. I believe this shirt says it all. Thanks for being here. Make this. It's fucking insane.